that we are in a tie match at the trial. Double gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They do have to be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Deadhard could get them the distance to get it too. Shot.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are gonna teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Oh, the grab! Yes! That is disappointing. This is be a 4-man out because.
Yeah, but they will be able to block this. Yo, getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body block. Oh, they were here.
Hey, what is up, guys? It's Giltspire here, and welcome to Season 6 of Champions of the Fog. And I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, littlerugaard. How you doing today, friend?
I'm doing good. Is it actually Season 6, or is this like pre-Season 6? I didn't know what to call this exactly.
I mean, it is Season 6 at the end of the day. We're kicking things off of a bit of an exhibition match. AoC, or Academy of Chronicles, versus Chronicles proper. So a little bit of a master and mentee matchup here, and we do see some crows popping off there on the right. I think Juke did see it as well. And by the way, we are going to be seeing a bit of a executioner mirror match here on the Wrecker's Yard.
Okay, I want to know, because I know for a fact that Jukebox is a hardcore Pyramid Head lover. Who on AoC said, "Yeah, we'll mirror we'll mirror this"? Who is taking on that? I want to know. Who's playing Executioner on AoC now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question, and both teams are really good. We see a bit of a pre-pallet drop there from the Laura. I imagine maybe a lithe attempt there to get a bit of distance. Unfortunately, though, Juke sussing that out and able to get a quick double tap too on the Lori, and this here will be the first hook here of the match.
Really, really good first chase here for the Executioner. Not taking to the basement immediately, instead just opting for a very quick hook. And I imagine, yeah, they wanted to push off this hill gen as it is a very central location. Once again, only seeing one survivor over here, though. So that means they are split up to 3 separate generators, just leaving one to try and finish the center gen. He must have seen something. Oh my goodness, that Executioner is...
That was a brilliant snapshot. I was like, what are they doing? Did I hear the hit on the Steve? That was beautiful. Not sure if he heard the breathing of the Steve as they're running, if they heard the footsteps in the shack or what, but it worked out in their favor. And Juke here has a very strong first hook. 0 gens completed thus far, and that gen highlighted in yellow, either Eruption or Colubrine.
I gotta say that hit actually signifies a lot of really nasty things. Now, like you said, Adam had to come off of whatever gen they were on. Nia got pushed off that center gen, and like you said, there's not a gen done. I don't think there's a gen being worked on hardly right now, but now they're realizing, okay, we've got to get some gens done. Second stage is happening, and so we might see one pop, but as opposed to 2.5 gens being done for this, like maybe 1. Yeah, there's 1 right there is being done.
Yeah, and we do
Deadlock
see
too.
Deadlock there, popping in the distance. Keep in mind, Pop Goes Weasel now banned in conjunction with Deadlock, so we're gonna get our first look here and see if that perk combo ban is going to be effective in slowing down the amount of slowdown that Deadlock provides.
It's very possible that gen is no longer hiding yellow, so that is in fact Call of Rhine, not Eruption. So maybe Call of Rhine Deadlock being the new thing. Again, we see teams pretty quickly figure out how they want to play the season out, as like you said, Pop is now banned in conjunction, so this might be the new combo, or maybe just a little bit of experimentation. And my goodness, this Lori is about to die, and there better be at least another gen, maybe 2 popping off here for this Lori sacrifice.
Yeah, we saw that Adam come in, and Lori missing a skill check too. Heartbreaking to see from a survivor's perspective, though Jukebox probably quite happy with the results thus far. 1 survivor dead, 4 gens remaining. We know of only 3 perks. The 4th one still unknown to both survivors and us. We'll have to wait and see what that might be and if that will close out this match here today.
Indeed, and worth noting is that the range on that is max extension. It is the full, 2.5 meters extended range on the power, and just still not quite enough to hit that Nia. So very, very close. And this, oh my goodness, Jukebox has some stellar killer senses. And again, I just don't know who from AoC was like, yeah, we'll take on the Executioner mirror. Let's go.
Yeah, honestly,
nice.
really amazing job we've seen here today. Boxing the Adam out, kind of just zoning him out here into the corner of the map. I don't think Adam has much, if anything, that they can do here. Keep in mind, Deliverance was not procced earlier, so whoever gets hooked next, better hope they aren't the Deliverance player, or if the Lori was, then that is quite shameful as well, as we will see Adam go down in the corner, and looks like we are at 3 gens remaining here on technically the 4th hook of the match, as Lori is already out of the game and sent back to the campfire via the entity.
Yep, and I was about actually kind of worried if there was a hook in this corner because Lori actually died kind of nearby. There is a generator being worked on. I'm imagining this might have been the Nia working their way over after finishing that generator. Steve's still unseen. I imagine they are working on a generator as well, so we should see a 3rd one popping momentarily. The question is, can you finish 2 generators after this 3rd one pops while the Adam's on hook and just maybe hope for a 2-man escape?
Yeah, we see that unhook coming in. We're going to see the double hit here on Adam and the Nia. A gen pop, though, and no borrow time activated there on the Adam as well. Something to really note there. However, they are going to go for the Nia. They do get tormented, and it looks like Nia will end up going down as they get into the locker.
Absolutely, yeah. I think they barely mistimed the iframes there on the Adam, and so Nia will get the successful unhook, and possibly the Deliverance player? Not really sure, and actually, both these survivors are tormented, and so that's a really good utility for this Executioner later on, as after you down the... You can literally tunnel the Nia out now. You couldn't with the Adam before because obviously they just got tormented, and they do get reset, but now Nia's in trouble.
Yeah, though I will say it was a really aggressive unhook there on the Adam, so chances are we might see a Deliverance here. Question is actually going for the Deliverance play the right play, or if they have 4 of the people in their back pockets, might that not be the better play instead?
It is possible. Again, with the way that Steve was kind of hanging out near the shack when they took that random hit, or I should say random, but that was it felt random to me because I was like, I did not realize Steve was there, but the fact they took that hit makes me think that Steve might be the Deliverance player, and they were just, out on a different gen, and they didn't have time to rotate. Nia had the shot, and they took it.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely not outside the realm possibility. We'll have to wait and see here. 2nd stage coming up quick, less than 10, maybe 15 seconds, and we do see a survivor there on the hill. Didn't get a good look at who it was, but I imagine a bounce landing trying to get set up there, but just unable to get by, and looks like that is Nia on 2nd stage, and Adam trying to take the attention of the Executioner here.
Indeed, and worth noting, looking back at it, there is a very strong 3-gen in favor of this Executioner. I think they might have been tempted to go for the Call of Run kick there, but deciding to instead chase down the Adam. Steve needs to come in for the save ASAP if they want to continue playing this game with the chances of getting all the gens done.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to point out Survivor's doing a really good job dodging the punishment of the dams here out in the open. We did see those blind shots really on point from Jukebox, but these Survivors doing a great job up until that point. The Caster's Curse coming in full effect as Adam does take a hit there and is in dire straits now, as Nia only 30 seconds, if not less, from moving back to the campfire via the entity.
Indeed, and I don't know if it's so much Caster's Curse as the fact that it's just inevitable with Jukebox. They are so absolutely insane on Executioner. This is not the first time, nor the last time we will probably see them on this killer this season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We do see Steve. Looks like Nia, in fact, will end up dying. It's like, wait a second, it's like the bar's still there. I'm not hearing any sound yet. What's going on? Maybe a last minute kinship, but that is banned, so looks like Nia will be the second survivor out. But I will point out here, Survivor's not going down without a fight, as only 1 gen left, 2 survivors, and though there is a bit of a 3-gen here, I think there is some possibility if they're able to reset and regroup.
True, and there we have it. Adam did get a heal off, and yeah, I think the survivors realized that once they couldn't get the save in time on Nia, go ahead and pop this back gen, get 4 gens done. If you see the 4K coming, get as many gens done as possible. Give your killer a chance at reciprocating the effect. And oh, Steve is caught out. They have not been healed. This is a first hook for Steve, isn't it?
Yeah, I imagine in the grand scheme of things, the thing that Academy of Chronicles probably wanted to do was to have Steve get a fresh out via the hatch, if at all possible. However, with Steve now on the ground, things are looking quite grim unless there is an unbreakable in play, which, if your suspicions are correct and Steve was the Deliverance player, that would be very likely to have as part of their kit.
True, and the fact that Adam was the one that reset, unless they had the medkit. No, I think Nia had the medkit, and when it picked up the medkit off of Nia's body, and then healed that way, you'd be serving up Steve as the most prime target for the Deliverance play potentially by leaving them injured. But honestly, I'm not really sure. And yeah, they're going to go for the hook after all. I guess they were happy after seeing their generators not really being worked on that Adam might be going for a hatch play potentially. And also, we haven't checked the exit gates just yet either, have we?
I've kind of kept a log of those as we've gone. We see that one over there by the excavator. Other one is kind of on the opposite corner. They're not like in a horrible position. However, from that hill there next to Shack, I'm pretty sure you can see both exit gates and their lights as well, so making it very difficult if Adam were to try and go for an exit gate escape here. But I'm thinking that they're going to have to do something quick, think of something on the fly, because we now have about 2 minutes on the clock before Steve moves to the campfire, and Adam kind of just hanging out here, biding their time.
True, and well, they go for the unhook. That is very unexpected, because yeah, now you go after the Adam, make sure the Steve cannot heal or switch for the medkit, and then at that point, it's much easier to find an injured Steve than a healthy Adam. It turns out one is drastically louder than the other.
Yeah, just a little bit. You know, those good old anime survivor injured sounds.
Exactly, and with that said, they are taking a chase here around the tractor. Will result in a hit on Adam. I think they might be hoping that maybe you can get enough chase pressure. Oh, that is going to result in a down, knowing Jukebox.
Yeah, Adam might have that bounce lane, though they're taking their time. There's the drop and the distance to boot. Good call there as far as the Adam's concerned, getting just enough distance to get away, extending chase and taking away from the gens. I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility that they go for this last gen, but I don't know. It would be quite greedy in my opinion.
I think that is the play, honestly. Try and let the Adam take chase as long as possible, and they did a really good job. That was micrometers off of hitting the Adam with the Jukebox's punishment, but we saw blood. Steve was just here. How are they hiding so quickly? That's insane.
Yeah, my only thought there might be that they had an Iron Will in hand, but that blood trail definitely seemed to have gone away, and Jukebox looking around for the Steve, unable to find them, checking every nook and cranny, and there he is. There goes the Steve, and without Unbreakable in play now, things are looking quite grim, and I believe this will spell the end for AoC's attempt at escaping.
Very likely, yeah, and there you go. They have the down on Steve. We haven't seen an Unbreakable from the Adam this far, and so I imagine this is going to be lights out, unless there's some really, really cheeky last-second Unbreakable play that I don't know why you'd save it, honestly. I don't know why you wouldn't have used it already, so...
Yeah, I would tend to agree, so it'll be interesting to see what the perks look like at the very end, who had what, and maybe it was just a really unlucky first chase with Lori, and that she, in fact, did have the Deliverance, the Unbreakable, and maybe some other really key perks.
It's very, very possible, and surprising that they're not just going straight for the cage there. Yeah,
the cage would be guaranteed.
But that's it, that will be the 4K. At 1 gen remaining as well, so really, really strong showing from the Masters here. Jukebox just, again, every time I get to see Jukebox load up the Executioner, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So really amazing job by both sides. GG, well played, and a really great showing there from Jukebox. And taking a look at these perks real quick, and it looks like Deliverance You know, in retrospect, I wonder if Deliverance is banned against Pyramid Head. I don't think that's the case, but let me check real quick.
Actually, it might be. I think Deliverance is banned against
yeah,
everything except
he
8 S tiers.
Yeah, Deliverance is in fact banned against Pyramid Head. So, you know, just me forgetting my own rules sometimes. There's a litany of different things to remember, so fair is fair, but that would explain that. As far as Unbreakable is concerned...
I think Unbreakable would also be banned against I think the really good second chance perks are all banned against everything but S tiers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I guess that would make sense why we didn't see either one of those.
I just didn't know what rule set we were under. Were we under Group B or Group A rule set?
We are Group A. For qualifiers that are going to be here on COTF, it is actually going to be following Group A individual balancing. So something to keep in mind as we do move forward. But either way, it's a really amazing showing. And with that being said, we are going to go on a quick intermission as we are going to be switching sides. With that being said, as always, thank you all for coming out on our first day of Season 6 here on a Friday. We are going to have some other exhibition matches Friday, 4 p.m. CST. So definitely make sure to stop on by and say hi then to see all of the exhibition goodness. Otherwise, we'll be live Saturdays and Sundays, 12 p.m. CST. For some qualifiers for Season 6. Don't miss a single second of that, as we'll be live between around 12 and 3, Saturday and Sunday. You'll see more of Rugaard over here tomorrow, and me Sunday at 12. But with that being said, we are going to set up the lobbies. As always, thank you all for joining us today. You, of course, our viewers are our sponsors, so the ads that you watch, all the bits they tip, all the subs they buy, and of course, all the Rogue Energy you buy using the code COTF goes supporting Champs and Fog and our prize pools for Group A and Group B. With that being said, we'll be back in just a bit.
Stay tuned. Oh, oh.
You
You were
suck.
giving me a countdown, dang it!
I mean, you're right at the same time. Yeah, you know what? All yours.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the second half of the exhibition match. We have AoC now on the Executioner as fulfilling the second half of the mirror. And this Executioner's got a lot to live up to. 4K at 1 gen up, just to hope for a tie. And actually, I don't even know how we're going to handle a tie. You got anything in mind for that?
That's a really good question. I don't think you really thought about that as far as the exhibition match is concerned. So I guess we'll have to
AoC
figure
gets
that out.
bragging rights?
Yeah, you know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Either ways, the win condition for AoC, however, is a 4K at 3 gens completed. So it's definitely not impossible, especially on records. I feel like if in an instance they utilize basement very well, I think it is very possible.
It is, but the downside here is that